So it all comes to an end. I'm going to remind y'all of something. I'm going to remind you something that old Stradamus said after the Saints lost to the Giants earlier this season.
This was an inexcusable loss. And it's one of those losses that when you look back when the season's over, because I don't think this is a Saints team that's going to finish the regular season 13-4. I think this is going to be a team that at the end of the regular season is going to be fighting for a playoff spot. And this could be the one, if you're sitting there at 9-8, you go, that's the one that kept us out. This one.
Sitting there at 9-8, and that's the one that kept you out. Saints did their part today to beat Atlanta 30-20, even losing Taysom Hill. Trevor Siemian came in, played well. Even Traquan Smith managed to make a play here or there. But the same old sorry-ass Rams. Same old sorry-ass Rams. Led 17-0 at home in the first half with a division championship and the 2 seed on the line, and those same old sorry-ass Rams blow that fucking lead. And even after it's tied at 17 and Jalen Ramsey comes away with a pick and they go right down the field and get the go-ahead touchdown and then get a stop, what does Sean McVay do? Like a little bitch. Runs the ball 3 times to drain timeouts and punts like a little punk-ass bitch. Instead of letting your sack hang to the floor and saying, let's go win it. Run 3 times, punt, give them the ball, and those motherfuckers went and scored and then beat your ass in overtime. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Jason Austin, get the fuck out of here. Go Niners, get the fuck out of here. I'm sure you're a nice guy. Get the fuck out of here. If you live in Louisiana and you're a Niners fan, fuck off. I won't hear anything from you today. Fucking Niners fan. Let me get Grove cheering for Joe Montana and Steve Young. Yeah, great fucking front runner. Get out of here. Go Niners. Kiss my ass. Piece of shit. It's never easy when a season ends, man. It's worse whenever it ends like that. It's actually worse in the playoffs. But I'll tell you this much, man. From a Saints perspective, I mean, this is going to be the narrative of the season where you lost so much. You lost so much, man. Y'all know the list, man. Shit, Breeze retires and Jameis tears his ACL. You know, Michael Thomas all year. Shit, man, my old mantra early this season was, man, just be above 500 going into the bye, and then you'll be healthy. You'll get everybody back, and then you find out you don't get Michael Thomas at all. The injuries kept happening, and COVID. I mean, you set an NFL record for the most amount of players you started in a season. 58 players started. It's incredible. And to still finished above 500 at 9-8. To have gotten that win on the road when you had to have it, even in a game where you lose your quarterback. Alvin Kamara set a career high with 30 rushing attempts for 146 yards. Good on him. Bottom line is, like, they went through a meat grinder this year with all the injuries, the COVID, playing a game out, but you play the game in Carolina without half your coaching staff or your running back room. You know, Kamara missed 4 games. Ramchick missed 2 months. I mean, just crazy. And to have been in a situation where you still finished above 500 is insane. Hurricane Laura or Ida at the beginning of the season. I mean, a lot to be really. I mean, we've said I think it's probably Sean Payton's best coaching job considering. considering everything that transpired this year. To still finish above 500 is amazing. You've come back from a 5-game losing streak to put yourself in that position at the end, in week 18 to reach to earn a playoff berth. You did your part, but anyway, some little bitch was like, excuses. We did the same. Go Niners. Not get the fuck out of here if you're a Niners fan. I don't want to talk to you. You're a fucking loser. If you live in Louisiana and you're a 49ers fan, fuck you. I don't want to talk to you. Get the fuck out of here. And no, you didn't do the same thing. Last year, whenever you lost your whole team to injury, you fucking sucked and you picked third in the draft. You won 4 games. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. Bama fans in Louisiana are the worst, you're right. So, the Saints will go into the offseason, they'll assess, and we'll see what happens. You got to make a decision on Teron Armstead, who, when he's healthy, he's as good a left tackle as there is in the league. Problem is he's never been healthy. So you got to make a decision on Armstead. Marcus Williams played this year as a under the franchise tag, and you got to make a decision on what you're going to do there. Probably going to pay him. Somebody just said, "Why are you so mad? Did you think the Saints make noise in the playoffs?" Hey, Ryan, shut the fuck up. That's why you play games in the NFL. Did you think the Saints would go win 9-0 at Tampa? Fuck no, you didn't. But that's why they play in the NFL, because everybody's a pro. Did you think the 9-7 New York Giants were going to beat the 18-0 New England Patriots with Eli Manning at quarterback? Fuck no, you didn't. Nobody did. Nobody thought they'd win 2 weeks prior in the NFC Championship game in Green Bay and what ended up being Brett Favre's last game there. It's why you play the game in the NFL. Get the fuck out of here. You got a defense like the Saints had. You had a chance in every fucking game you played. They sure as shit were going to LA and win the next week. You just saw what the Niners did to Matt Stafford. Stafford sucked the last month. You better believe You better believe the Saints were going to go to LA and win next week. I don't know if they would have gone to Green Bay and won, but they already beat Green Bay once this year. Y'all got to understand something, man. It's nothing personal with any of you. But when you have like an emotional nerve ending exposed and you come in here trying to piss me off, I'm going to fucking cut you, is what I'm going to do. Verbally, of course. I'm not really going to cut anybody. But you understand what I'm saying. We'll talk. But if you're coming here just to be a little bitch, I'm going to fucking swat it back at your face. So, be able to make a decision at quarterback. It's abundantly clear that neither of the guys that you have are starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian will never be that. They can be nice backups. So Saints will go into this offseason assessing quarterback. I don't know that there's anyone in this draft that they like enough to take. Certainly not in round 1 where they're going to be picking. Let's see. So now that the regular season's over, we know the Saints will be picking. Whoops, sorry. The Saints will be selecting. Oh, we got to wait for Sunday Night Football. Saints will be they'll be either 17th or 18th. based on what happens tonight on Sunday Night Football. So they're going to pick 17th or 18th. Is there a quarterback at 17 or 18? I mean, maybe Matt Corral's there. Maybe, if you love Kenny Pickett, I just don't know if I see that. Zachary June said the Saints take a receiver in round 1. Probably so. But remember, you're gonna get Mike Thomas back too. So, I mean, there were some positives. I mean, Marquez Callaway emerged this year. Cam Jordan drank from the fountain of youth after he got the COVIDs. Paulson Adebo had a really, really strong rookie season opposite Marshawn Lattimore. Malcolm Jenkins continues to play at a really high level, as does Demario Davis. Quan came back from the Achilles last year, had a shoulder, came back from that, and then played really well. But yeah, I mean, you got to get help. Michael Roby asked about Russell Wilson. They got a great chance, I think, to get him. I think people asking about the cap situation. If you get Russell Wilson, you trade for him, you're going to sign him to a longer term deal, so you backload it, so it's easier on the cap up front. It's no. So you make that work. So I don't really worry about that. It's just a matter of if you could put together a deal that that Seattle would take for Russ. If so, great. If not, I think Jameis is your guy. You re-sign Jameis. So 6 first-round picks for Burrow. Yeah, I don't think Cincinnati's giving up Joe Burrow. Anyway. Bob Saget died. That's interesting. 65 years old. So, don't they always say they come in threes? So is Betty White, Sidney Poitier, Bob Saget, does that count as the 3? Anyway. No, I didn't think the Saints would win a Super Bowl this year, y'all. But you play the game. That's why you play. That's why you get emotionally involved, because you have a chance, and they had a chance right up to the end. And they've had the Rams have a 17-0 lead and a blow, it sucks. But it's what happens when you put yourself, your fate in somebody else's hands. So. Who dat? A miserable season with all the injuries. And I mean, it was a comedy of errors the way it all played out. Almost unbelievable. To finish above 500 is amazing, and to have been right there on the doorstep of the playoffs, all things considered, stunning. So, really disappointing that it ended the way it did. Ryan Dunn, I didn't put you in timeout. Trivia is a moderator. He put you in timeout. Michael Thomas and a 1 for Wilson. That won't do it, Jacob. You have to look at a comp at what the Stafford trade was last year. That's your comp. And you're going to give up probably 2 1s, 2 3s, and a player for Russell Wilson. So if you think all you're giving up is Michael Thomas and a 1, you have to look at comps. It's going to take about 4 picks and a player. So you willing to give up? And Jacob Falcon, I flatly disagree with you. As long as the player is Thomas, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Look at what was the biggest struggle you had this year? You didn't have nobody to catch the fucking ball. And the last time we saw that guy healthy, he set an NFL record for catches in a season. You want to just ship that guy off? Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Fans all up in their feelings, dog. Fans get so up in their feelings, bro. I swear to God, it's annoying. Get rid of Michael. Yeah, get rid of a top 3 receiver in the NFL. He's selfish. Fuck, he's not selfish. Played with a fucking bum ankle all last year. Kept trying to get back despite having a bum ankle. He didn't trust the doctor that he saw. Anyway. And then you're thinking of cap space? $2022, Michael Thomas's dead cap hit is $22.7 million. So if Michael Thomas is not on your roster, he costs you $22.7 million. If he is on your roster, he costs you $24.7. So you save $2 million by shipping off one of the best receivers in the NFL. If you were going to move him, it would be before 2023, where his cap number is $25 million, his dead number is $13.8. In that instance, you'd save about $12 million. So no, you're not getting rid of Michael Thomas. Will Davis, we need to build through the draft instead of trading for Wilson. Will Davis, let me ask you a question. What position you need to build through the draft? What on this, with this roster, what you just saw this season, with all the injuries, all the COVID, all the everything, you were still above 500. And if you didn't throw up on yourself, up 11 with 8 minutes to go at home against a shitty Giants team, you're in the playoffs. Rebuild what? Rebuild what? What do you have to rebuild? You ain't rebuilding nothing. You need a quarterback is what you need. LA Man 327. Dig the Man of God headband. That's it, bro. Kentrell Boyd, how long can the defense stay elite? Cam Jordan looks awesome. You got nothing out of your first round pick this year, Peyton Turner. You assume you get something next year. Marcus Davenport, David Onyemata, Quan, Demario Davis, Lattimore, Paulson Adebo's a rookie. Marcus Williams in his prime. I mean, what are you building defensively? I mean, you need help at receiver. You know where you're going to get help at receiver? Michael Thomas coming back healthy. Go draft another receiver. That's fine. Absolutely draft another receiver. But you're instantly better next year. You need a tight end is what you need. Give me a freaking tight end. You got none of them. Now, that's a good question because you are going to have to make a decision on Teron Armstead. So Teron Armstead, again, when he's healthy, he's as good as there is in the league. Problem is, he ain't been healthy. He hadn't played a full season his entire career, and this was the last year of his deal. So he's a free agent. I mean, they restructured all of his stuff this year, so you know, he's got $13 million in dead money in 2022, but they put all his voidable years at the end. So he's got, you know, he'll have a cap hit for 3 more years, regardless. But he's a free agent. So you got to decide what you're gonna do. Cortland, any chance Seattle makes a coaching change instead of a quarterback change? Maybe. I mean, you know, Pete Carroll's 70 years old. They've won 1 playoff game in the last 5 years. So maybe. Y'all do me a favor, smash the like button as well. If you're new, please subscribe. Whenever we go live, this is where we go live. So, Troutman caught a touchdown. It will snow by the end of the week. Oh man, that was a big disappointment this year, maybe the biggest. You know, we all had a lot of expectation for Troutman, and what?
Sad for you.
I am sad.
I'm sad for you.
And then Troutman just didn't play well. other notable left tackles in the Saints range. Maybe. I mean, Evan Neal is from Bama is at the top of the draft. Charles Cross is an offensive lineman from Mississippi State, will be near the top as well. When you get into the teens, I'm not really sure, but there could be. Usually the premier left tackles go high. That's why. Steven said Traquan Smith had a good game. Yeah, so about time. Like, when you use a third-round pick on a guy and he's been around as long as Traquan has, and it's like you're lauding him when he actually finally has a good game and you remember his name. And then dude can't even fucking help himself. He scores a beautiful catch, scores a touchdown, rips his helmet off, gets a 15-yard penalty. I tweeted, take it easy on 10. It's literally never happened to him before. Didn't know how to do it. Christopher Broughton, a lot of cursing for a man who got headband. Yeah, what the fuck of it? What's your point? I curse. What's the point? Fuck off. Pete needs to go, can't stay on the field. See, the problem with Pete is you gave him a contract extension too. And if I go to hell, motherfucker, it ain't gonna be because I curse, I'll tell you that much. Andrews Pete, he's under contract through 2024. So, yeah, I mean, if Pete's got a dead cap hit next year of $13.8 million, he's 15.4 against the cap. So, if you trade him or cut him, you'd save $2 million. Well, actually, not even. It'd be about $1.6 million that you'd save against the cap. It's not worth it to carry that kind of dead cap money. I mean, you'd rather just have him healthy and play. Kenny Stills can kick rocks too. Hey Barry, the problem with this team is that they were relying on a guy like Kenny Stills, right? I mean, when that was your bandage, it's a problem. Calm Hill, like, mad you gonna pour anything tonight? I don't know, probably not. Should have got Mac Jones at all costs in the first round, so they reached on Turner. I don't know about that. I don't know if they reached on Turner either. Let's wait and see when he's healthy. Ruiz is a bust. He stinks. Cesar Ruiz stinks. Pete's nickname is Grant Larson. Pete's played well when he's been healthy at times. And there wasn't a good option in free agency either. That was the problem. Bummer. Brady is the GOAT, yeah? So, the Saints beat him twice this year. What's your fucking point? Great win against Green Bay. Horrible loss at Carolina. Nice win at New England where you just ran over them. Embarrassing loss at home against the Giants. Then you went on your 3-game winning streak. You started to get it right. You beat Washington. You beat Seattle. On Monday Night Football, you beat Tampa at home on Halloween when Jameis got hurt. And Jameis' injury put you in the tailspin, man. You lost to the Falcons, Titans, Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. And really the Falcons and Titans were both winnable games. And if you had Jameis, you probably win them both. But you didn't. And you didn't. So, yeah, see, Tim G. Silly. I hate that. I hate that stupid comment. People saying they drafted Ruiz over Patrick Queen. You could do that literally in any fucking draft. You go into any draft in the history of mankind and say what good player was taken after the guy you took. But the bottom line is, what you don't acknowledge is they were cutting Larry Warford because they needed to save that money against the cap. So they released Larry Warford to save that cap money. They needed a starting offensive lineman, so they drafted Cesar Ruiz. The plan was to have Ruiz at center and move McCoy to guard. Well, McCoy was so good at center, they left him there instead of upsetting two positions because McCoy was the battery with Drew Brees. And Ruiz hasn't been a good guard, period. I mean, he's been objectively a bad player. So it's not as easy as just saying Well, they could have drafted Patrick Queen. Fuck yeah, they could have drafted Patrick Queen. You know what? They had Demario Davis. They went and signed Quan Alexander. It's worked out all right. It's not like the linebackers suck. They've been fine there. You know what? They could have drafted Tom Brady in 2000. They didn't. Anyway. I have to go grill some chicken. And watch Sunday Night Football. Yes, listen to Jay Borg. Hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan Dunn, for saying great show, even though you and Trivia got into a spat. I saw he kept timing you out. Y'all check out GameCoin, thegamecoin.net. Buy the dip. You'll thank me. And Hudco Roofing. If you need a roof, commercial or residential.
Need a roof? Call someone you know. Bosco and Terrio.
All you need is Hudco.
Call Hudco Roofing.
364.
1007.
Why draft Tom Brady when we had Aaron Brooks? But if we'd done that, we'd never gotten Drew Brees. All right. Matt, Taylor Slay, free agent quarterbacks you see the Saints going after. I mean, really, it's Russell Wilson. He's not a free agent, but he's the one who would, accept the trade. I don't think they can put together a package enough to entice Aaron Rodgers. I really legitimately think, it's either you get a deal for Russell Wilson or you're re-signing Jameis Winston. I really think it's it's that cut and dried. Terry said you're going to fix the roof at the PMAC. Actually, made a few calls today. There is no trouble with the PMAC roof. I think Will Wade is trying to get a new facility, so he's pressing buttons when he can. A couple of first-round picks and a star player would be enough for Wilson. Brandon, remember, Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl, been to another. Matt Stafford hasn't. For the Rams to get Matt Stafford, it was 4 picks and a starting quarterback. For Matt Stafford, this is Russell Wilson. If you think you're going to give 2 ones in a player, that's not happening. You're going to have to give up more. Why would Seattle just give you Russell Wilson? They wouldn't. Matt, have you ever done a mock draft or thought of doing one? No, and I'll tell you why, Taylor, because I don't know every team in the league well enough to know their needs, to know who they might pick. Honestly, that's why. I mean, mock drafts are fun. It's good to talk about and all that shit, but realistically, nobody really has a glimpse into every team's big board or anything like that. So, it's all good. Pick 38 of the second round, trade up for Matt Corral. I've said it before, it's the one quarterback that I would be okay with the Saints using a first round pick on in this draft. I think Corral, now his size does worry me a little bit. But yeah, that's the one guy I tell you, yeah, I'd be cool taking him. All right, Jerry, what's up, man? Gulf South, any Saints player you wouldn't trade? Well, that's a tricky question, right? Because it's who are you trading for? I'd be sick if they traded Alvin Kamara. I think it'd be stupid to trade Ryan Ramczyk. There's a reason that lockdown corners are so hard to come by because you find one, you hold on to them. Same with edge rushers. So, I mean, to get someone worthwhile, you're going to give up someone and something worthwhile. So really, I don't think there's anybody on the team that's untouchable. I want to trade for Wilson. I'd give up anybody. Any one player on the roster. I saw one projected trade that had the Saints giving up 2 1s, 2 3s, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for Russell Wilson. I would do that deal. I'd do that deal. I don't think, look, remember, the Saints did a deal with Seattle that sent Jimmy Graham up there. So, they've walked that road before with them. So you can't trade Marcus Williams because you don't have him under contract, Eduardo. You had him as a under the franchise tag this year. So he's a free agent. I mean, you tag him again, but yeah, it was Bill Barnwell. Brandon, you're right. It was Bill Barnwell at ESPN.com, and that's about right. I mean, he used the Stafford trade sort of as the barometer. That's right. Kyle, I don't have a lot of emotional bandwidth left for football after today. Yeah, I know. Stafford underthrew Odell on the final interception, lost the game. He did, and Odell also dropped the pass on that drive and didn't even attempt to make a play on that ball coming back for it. All right. Let's wrap this thing up. Do me a favor, smash the like button. Appreciate that. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. We do morning scone here every day. Wednesdays we do nightcap with scone. We do post games and companion shows and stuff here live. So subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you'll be notified when we go live. Appreciate y'all. And if you're offended by my cursing, I really don't care. I'm sorry that you're offended, but I don't care. I curse. You don't hear me curse on radio because I can't curse on radio, but I curse. Curse words don't bother me. I curse. I don't care. Not a great season. Great effort in spite of all of the adversity. Impressive to get above 500. Massively disappointing, considering you were so close to being in the tournament. Probably should have been. So, try again next year. Y'all have a good night.